The worst mistake you can do when you start your fat loss is trusting your scale. When I started losing weight back 4 years ago, at first I thought it was all about weight. So the lighter I was, that means I had lost weight. So if I was very light, I would be very shredded. I'd have a six pack, I'd feel awesome. So I literally started starving myself with the only objective of seeing the weights go down. I would weigh myself 2, 3 times a day, every single day, obsessively. And if the number was high, I would literally punish myself. Even though I may just had eaten a meal, I would still feel sad about it. Like if my weight was heavier in the evening than it was in the morning, I would feel bad. Even though it makes complete sense because I had eaten food, drank water, so naturally my body was heavier. Even though that was the case, I still felt crap. And that's why tracking your weight in a bad way is the worst mistake you could ever do when you're starting to lose weight. Okay? So look, the first thing I wanted to cover is first off why it's not accurate. Like why your weight isn't accurate. Because there's so many fluctuations. Genuinely, like if you eat loads of carbs and the next day you drink water, your body's going to absorb more of that water, like hold on to it. So naturally, all the water you've drunk the day before, you're just going to be heavier when you wake up the next day. So you may put a kilogram on. Is it a kilogram of fat? No. But are you going to think it is? Probably. And then the worst case with this is you're going to start making adjustments when no adjustments were needed. You're going to start changing things because you think you've put a kilogram of fat on when you haven't. So therefore, you were doing something that worked perfectly. But now you're going to change it because you think something's wrong when it's not. It's just because you drank some water and ate loads of carbs. So like it's such a bad indicator because it means nothing. First off, if you go into the gym as well, you build muscle mass. If you build muscle, what happens? You gain weight. If you lose fat, what happens? You lose weight. So that means if you're doing both, if you're starting working out and losing weight, you're more likely going to build muscle mass and lose fat at the same time since you're new. So it's easy to put on mass and very quickly. So therefore, you may stay at the same weight or even sometimes put on weight. But that doesn't mean you're not losing fat. It means you are, but at the same time, you're building muscle mass. So therefore, you're going in the right direction, but because that happens, you may make a switch and therefore switch directions, go in the worst one possible and lose fast progress because you trusted the scale. Like the scale is not a good way to go about it. I promise you it's not. Especially if it dictates your decisions. If you want to weigh yourself for purely the pleasure of weighing yourself, like if you want to weigh yourself every morning, every Saturday or every start of the month, whatever frequency you choose, and you just want to write it down and that's it, fair enough, like, okay, go ahead. But if you actually want to make decisions off of your weight, that's the worst idea you could ever do. You're going to make so many mistakes and lose so much time. So how do you actually track progress then, since weight means nothing? Well, there's two healthy indicators you can use. The first one is how you look. It's cheesy to say, but just take pictures every single morning. Every single morning, before you take a piss, before you take a shit, whatever it is, take a picture of yourself without a pump, in a lighting, in the exact same position, the exact same lighting every single day. I'd suggest use not a natural light because sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's dark outside. Just use like a LED lamp like I am now recording. Take your picture like this, shirtless, every single day. No pumping, no like flexing, just like this naturally. Take a picture every day. That's a healthy indicator because you can actually see the progress. And you'd be shocked if you did that and tracked your weight. Sometimes you'd look better. You can see you're losing weight, but the scale says otherwise. And you know if you would have trusted the weight, you would have made mistakes, probably. Yeah, 100%, that happens to everyone. But the second indicator, which is even healthier in my opinion, is how your clothes fit. Look, if you're starting off overweight, likely you wear big clothes. It's just natural. You're going to wear large XL, XXL clothes, or whatever like fat stage you are. But eventually those clothes are going to be easy to put on. Eventually the belts, you're going to have to tighten it for your shorts to hold. You're going to have to do the knots on your shorts for them to stay on. That's indicators you've lost weight, how your clothes fit. Like genuinely, I still have some clothes I used to wear when I was overweight. I just keep them to actually feel the progress. When I put them on and they're super baggy on me, I feel amazing because now I've been my dream physique and I'm jacked. Well, I'm still not satisfied, but I'm getting close to it. And when I put on that shirt, it feels awesome because I know how far I've came from. Because that shirt used to fit perfectly on me. Now it's literally oversized. That's an awesome feeling and that's a healthy indicator. Like if your clothes fit better or easier or you feel like they're too big now, that's awesome. That's healthy indicators. Now, I'm not saying your weight is a complete waste of time, that by any means. Sometimes it can be useful, but if it's not done properly, if you don't actually know what you're doing, which is most likely the case if you're starting off, I'd say just suck the weight off. Like, don't think about weight. Just think about how you look, how your clothes fit, and that is it. Genuinely, all your decisions should be made on how you look, how you feel, to an extent. Obviously, if you're cutting, you're probably going to feel a bit hungry. But if you feel genuinely so bad, so like lazy, lethargic, no sex drive, no like anger, motivation, nothing, you're just literally fighting for food, fighting your own body. If you're starving yourself, yeah, listen to that. But that's literally it. You don't need to listen to the scale. Like, I promise you're going to make so many mistakes. And that goes for the contrary if you're trying to put on mass as well. Look, when I started building mass after making that massive mistake of tracking so many little calories, getting all skinny because I was obsessed with the scale, I did the opposite. I tried to put on mass, put on mass, like being a caloric surplus. So I started eating like crazy. The number on the scale was going up, but I basically gained 90% of fat. And I felt awful afterwards again. Like, I promise you, every single time in my fitness journey, I've made mistakes is when I trusted the scale. Maybe it's me, but I'm just sharing my experience. When I started, I didn't know as much as I know today. And I know if I could go back in time, I would just tell my younger self, forget about the scales. It's too complicated. You don't know what works, what doesn't. Forget about it. Just use how you look and genuinely how your clothes feel. That is it. There's nothing else you need. Take progress pictures every single day. Feel like how your clothes fit. I'd suggest wear the same clothes. Don't keep buying new gym stuff. Keep some stuff you used to wear in the past so then you can feel that progress. But yeah, genuinely taking pictures is the best way in my opinion. That's how you can see progress. And that's how you can actually know if you've lost weight or not. But I promise if you just base it on your weight, it's going to mean nothing because you're going to build muscle mass as well. You're going to retain water on some days. You'll have fluctuations in your weight. Like, that's just the nature of it. You can't, like, losing weight isn't linear in any way, whether it's up or down. There's bumps. So just genuinely use those healthy indicators. And I promise if you do, your fat loss will be so much easier and actually way healthier. And therefore, you'll get to the dream outcome way faster without making the mistakes I made. And if you found this video helpful, please drop a subscribe button. It means so much to me. If you have any single questions about this, just drop a comment. I'll try and answer everyone. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.